Okay. Let's try. So I know this email is good. Yeah, what we're going to do here is build a way to validate these profiles from an email lookup. Only one of these will work because only one of these is tied to any LinkedIn account that I'm aware of. And I have a tool that presently will take oops, oh man, Apple, fix your stuff. We'll take emails like this and Apple's killing me with their keyboard issues. All right, on some sort of page to run a bookmark here. So let's try this one more time. So that's the script that I have now, which is fine, but I feel like we can maybe better, easier. It's a little, I never really played around in the DOM. Well, I shouldn't say never. I don't, because if you edit the DOM in Google Apps, you break stuff. Then you have to refresh the page, and that's no fun. But we'll do it anyway. So let's see what's here. Oh yeah, you can't inspect, so I just have to go find it. All right. There it is. So I wonder how many of these target blanks there are. Yeah. A few that I don't need. But it sure would be cool if we could grab them this way. So let's see what else we have in here. Waffle hyperlink tooltip link. That sounds like something. That's probably this pop-up, if I had to guess. There's only one of this. Okay, no refer, maybe? We can maybe use this to find what we're looking for. Oop. That doesn't give us everything either. All right, well. There are 15 of those blanks, right? We'll just use good old regular expressions. So how many A tags are there? Let's clear this console out. And all right, we're doing it. Sorry, I'm just thinking about how much I hate Apple right now and not paying attention to what I'm doing. Keyboard is just in horrendous condition right now. All right, get elements by tag name, length. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna call like. Oh wow, that was lucky. Um, hmm. I can't get a length out of this. Oh, there it is now. Okay, cool. All right, so there's 19. That's not too many to loop through. Yeah, what we'll do is um, we'll loop through the every a tag, right? And we'll check. We'll grab the href and we'll say if this href is or contains LinkedIn. Ugh, that's really a bad method though, because I won't be able to use this for anything else unless I write that into the function. Cool. Yeah, we'll do that. And it's definitely going to be a function call on. So we'll just go and make it that way. Function return. And we will take a keyword argument, which is what we will put LinkedIn as. And let's just create a variable. I assign it 0. We're going to loop through this tag a length times. And we'll iterate one at a time. Now let's grab the href. So we'll say I href. And we need to give that a name. Okay. If we convert that argument that we're getting the keyword into a regular expression, because we're just going to pass a string through it. But we can convert a string into a regular expression using a built-in JavaScript function, regex or regex, regex new. This is case sensitive because this is a built-in function. It's not one we are creating. And so we'll say keyword, spell it correctly. We could like add tags to this if we wanted to say or actually we need to say in sensitive case. We don't need to, but then we'd have to be mindful of it. So we'll just make it insensitive to case. All right. If regex, I'm going to use a test function here. Test function essentially just checks to see if there's a match. It doesn't return anything. It's just a quick, hey, is this true or false? And so if the linky matches with this regular expression keyword, so anywhere in the link, if it contains the keyword that we're looking for, that's true. It's equal 3 times when we're calling true or false. That's true. Turn linky. Let's try this out. Oh, Well, no, that's not what we want to do. We want to push that into an array because that'll just give us the very first one. So let's create an empty array. Call it contain our this is called this function allows you to like push data inside of an array, but it adds to it. So like this is an empty array, so it's going to add to that. But you know, if it had something like, I don't know, something else in it, it would add a comma and then your other information on each iteration of the. All right. So if that's true, drop in link into A. And then finally, at the end of this, we return the container type. See what this gives us. Um, we're going to call here. And it didn't work. I suspect that it may not have anything to do with, well, let me test something. I'm wondering if while I was writing it, I was going to say synchronous, and I can't necessarily guarantee that that's going to go the way I thought. Okay. So it wasn't that. Let's log these and see if it's even pushing through. So console log and find nothing. Hmm. Okay. Thinking this is because the and play around in the console here. Some. Hmm. What am I doing wrong? Oh. Okay, there we go. Um, but I'm only getting 2 email addresses for some reason. And they're the same one. Let's refresh the page. Weird. Hmm. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, this is just really an unreliable way to go about doing this. It's a shame because it'd be really convenient. Hmm. All right. Well, I don't know. I'm just wasting time on this. I don't think this is going to work. I need to consistently. Let's just dump this code into our junk file. All right. Move on to the next step here because I'd rather do something fun. Um, Damn, I really needed it to work like that, though. Hmm. All right, I'm going to try some other stuff here. I really need this to work. Okay. Yeah, I forgot that. I thought it was just Smartsheet that only loaded the live elements, but I guess it's Google Sheet as well. Um, all right, so I think the way I need to go about this is actually to write an HTML, like write this in Google Apps Script, like on the back end, and have it, I don't know, display some HTML. Let's go do that. Yeah, let's just do that. Why I didn't think of that earlier. Yes. Okay, let's grab this ID. We should be able to knock this out pretty quickly, even though I don't know much about the HTML side of this. I like to make these global or variables global that are calling the sheet because I don't know, it makes sense to me. And these are just arbitrary things that I kind of always do in terms of the variable names. What was this called? Mailer. Oh yeah. Oops. Okay. So this will give us the last row with data in it on this sheet, which is row 7, so that we can say, give us these by saying emails variable, this one, get range. This is the Google Apps Script function, which will take some numbers that you pass it and essentially build like grab based on the numbers that you put in. You can also look this up by A1 value, but oof, don't go down that road. Learn how to look it up with the index numbers. Save yourself a lot of headaches. I learned the A1 values because it was easier to understand. But I wrote a lot of really bad code as a result of that. Wasted a ton of time. Do it the right way, which is 1, that's our first row. So we're saying, right here, and then we want to pass the column as the next argument. And so we'll start with the first column as well, which is again right here. And then the next 2 arguments we give it are the length that we want it to go in the 2 directions. So on the rows going down, we want it to go for the length of, how many rows there are. So then we can just pass this variable, which is that number. I'm going to come back to that in a second. And then in this instance, we just want this one column. But if we wanted all of the columns, we would do the same thing. We'd say, create a thing to give us the last column in there and blah, blah. And we'll say get values. So we want all of those values and we're assigning them to the emails variable. Something to keep in mind. Let's say you started from row 2 because you didn't want the header, which I guess probably don't need the header. Let's say you did that. You're still going for the length of the rows, and so you'll end up getting this last row of blank data as well, and you don't want that. So just keep that in mind. If you were to do that, we say last row -1. Yeah, I don't really like doing that because I like to grab the header. More of a consistency thing with the way I code than anything else, but it's preference. Right now, what we want to do is pass these values into an HTML element that we will then load. And honestly, I don't know how to do that because I don't play around in that too much, but the documentation on this is pretty good. So we'll do something like, I don't know, let's search for spreadsheet, HTML prompt, maybe something like that. That's what we're looking for. Dialog, sidebar. I know some of this stuff is deprecated. They kind of switched it. I think it's probably this UI class. Yeah. So that's what we don't want, even though it's a lot easier to understand. At least it was for me. But again, probably just that I learned it the wrong way the first time, which is why I'm not messing with it right now, or why I don't know how to do it, I should say. All right. Get UI. That's cool. Yeah, let's do this. Okay. Guess I need to create a, well, let's save this as something first. Open links by column. New HTML file. What did they call it? Page. Sounds good to me. All right. So I don't know how to do this, but somehow I need to pass this into here. I know it can be done. There's some weird PHP esque method that I've seen people use, but I really don't want to do that. I don't have to. Hmm. All right, let's just see what this does. We'll just copy their code and see what it does. It'll be easier. Oh, we've got to review permissions. This is our app, so we should be able to trust it, even though we copied the code. Wait, no HTML file was found. What did I do? Are you sure? Yep. Oh. Hmm. All right, I have no idea what that's. Glad I tested their code before I started trying to just do it on my own. All right, let's see what this will do. Since it doesn't require any kind of HTML, that might be easier. don't know that I want this on open. Maybe that's the issue. This down here. Damn it. All right, this isn't fun. Check and see this. How this stuff is. Create. But that's not what I want. Although, let's try it. I don't feel like thinking about this. Do this the old fashioned. Press till it works. Okay. I don't need that. So instead, I'll say div. Okay. Try this. Oh, that's what I did wrong. Okay. That's this way anyway, but pretty sure I know exactly what happened. Okay. That's correct. Okay. Let's go back to this one. Then I am going to quit. I'm tired of this. Delete. Delete. Okay. Okay. Now this should work. And if not, I'm done. What? Okay, I'm done. This is, I gotta read some documentation. This tinkering around is not worth the time. All right. What else were we going to do with that? Anything? Yeah, everything was really reliant on this. So the idea is that we write the script, right? And it just goes and opens up new tabs. And as it opens them, it checks to see if it was a valid email. And if it does, so as it's opening these, we're actually passing JavaScript through this, which now that I'm thinking about, we were going to run into a problem there too because of CORS restrictions. So I don't even know if this will work. It was a cool idea, but there's too many issues. Um, yeah, the idea was that it was going to open the other tab, pass some JavaScript through it that would check and validate, and additional JavaScript that then would write a script that would open the pay or open a new tab and perform a request against that sheet that would essentially then say, yeah, this one's valid, right? And so it would just mark it appropriately if it was. But I don't know. Maybe I'll find a workaround, but definitely not right now.